How you guys doing? You always you're always trying to be a East Coast Italian guy. What is that? How you doing? So I was thinking it's really strange that you haven't thought of a human being for many years, like 30 years, and then something happens and you think of someone and some incident that you had never thought about, and it happened to me recently. Uh, in the mid 1980s, I was going to college and I was paying my way with a part time job at a very posh wine store in Berkeley next to the Claremont Hotel on Ashby Avenue. We sold very nice wines. We had a huge imported beer section. We had a deli. And I worked the registers, and a lot of celebrities came in from the Claremont Hotel. So I saw a lot of celebrities, including Bart Starr, Joe Morgan, Aerosmith, to name a few celebrities, and a lot of well-to-do people. And we had our regular customers who played tennis at the Claremont, and they'd come in and they'd buy stuff. I'd see these customers every day. And there was this one customer, he was in his mid-50s. He came in every day wearing his blue Adidas sweatsuit and his white tennis shoes and his headband and his glasses. And I saw him every day. Never talked to him that much, small talk. And then one day he came up to my cash register and he opened up the Slim Jim canister, took a bite out of it, paid for that and the other stuff. And he goes, "Beef, huh? Did you know I have an opportunity to invest in Turkey Jerky? It's healthier, leaner. This could be the next big thing. I just don't know if I should invest in it." And he started asking me what I thought of this. And I was getting my master's in English, and I didn't really think I was the one to talk to about investing in Turkey Jerky. I just told him the truth that it sounds intriguing. It's funny talking about it because there is Turkey Jerky now. It's everywhere. But back in the 1980s, I guess it was just in its incipient stages. And I said, "I don't know, man. I don't know. You got thousands of dollars on the line, huh? Ooh, you better talk to a finance person, someone who's into that stuff. I'm getting my master's in English." And he walked away, and I remember my boss, when the guy was gone, he goes, "That guy's an idiot. Don't talk to him. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing, doesn't know what he's talking about. Just do your job. You don't need to do financial advice for the customers." And in spite of my boss's admonishment, the guy came in every day, and he always brought up the Turkey Jerky thing. And it was kind of annoying, because I don't even think, as I look back on it, that Mr. Turkey Jerky was really interested in financial advice. I just think he was needy. He might have had social anxieties, and maybe he needed to have this one thing to talk about. If you're asking me for financial advice, what you got to realize is I'm not your friend. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm just a guy who's trying to be helpful on my job. I can help you find import beers. I can help you find wine. I can help you find French cheeses and Greek olives and baguettes. But Turkey Jerky investments are not within my realm. And so I started thinking, when you have a job where you work with a public, I think the public gets lulled into a false friendship. They perceive your niceness, your helpfulness, as some kind of a friendship. And I think people, especially needy people, and I think I'm needy because I'm going to tell you something about how I became Mr. Turkey Jerky, which, I don't care. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not going to try to hide this painful, embarrassing truth from you. You're too smart anyway. You would know if I was trying to BS and aggrandize myself in a certain way. So I'm going to tell you the truth. I think when you're part of the public and people treat you in a very nice way, sometimes you think there's this connection. Maybe we're just hungry for connection. We're really busy. And we don't have a lot of time for friendships. We live in the suburbs, many of us, and that's a very lonely place. They've created the shopping mall as a sort of way to bring connection, and the shopping mall is kind of a lonely place. I always think about the attractive sales ladies who work at Banana Republic, and they tell the guy that his butt looks good in a pair of jeans, and he thinks she wants to go on a date with him. Well, actually, She's telling every guy that his butt looks good in a pair of jeans. That's what she's paid to do. She's selling jeans, man. She's selling stuff. And it's interesting how we perceive the niceness of the employer at these places as being our friend. You know, about 10 years ago, I became diseased with a watch obsession. I bought around 2007. This would have been 9 years ago. I bought an Echozilla on Amazon after seeing it in a watch store, and it did something to my imagination. I don't know. It reminds me of being a little child, a 9-year-old child, and having dinosaurs, plastic dinosaur toys, or Britain's LTD soldiers or something. I don't know. Something happened to my brain, and I got diseased with watches. And at one point, I was buying these cheap Invicta watches, and I had like 60 of them. And so I was always going to Watch City for bracelet adjustment changes, battery changes. I was buying my wife watches at Watch City, and I developed some camaraderie, some rapport with a couple of the workers, Matt and Sean. Sean's no longer there. It's a long story, but he was actually my best, quote, buddy. I'm now looking back on it through the prism of my Turkey Jerky memory. But, you know, we would talk about not just watches, but movies, television shows, guy stuff. And anyway, Sean's long gone, but I still talk to Matt, and I go in there quite a bit. Well, last week, my two daughters and my wife were in the bookstore finding some children's books for my daughters. And I wanted to go talk to Matt because he's my friend, right? I've been going in there for like 9 years. And I had no business. This is one of those moments where I had no business to tend to. I had no watch adjustments. I wasn't buying anything. I just went in there to say hello. And, you know, he was a little bit busy, not crazy busy, but just, you know, he was doing a battery change or something behind his little work area. And there was a new sales lady there, and I said hello to both of them. I made some small talk. I looked around at the watches, and I immediately sensed a certain awkwardness, a certain tension. And this voice in my head, this metacognition woke up and said, "Oh my God, you're Mr. Turkey Jerky. You're going into a place and you're imposing your personality and your neediness on people who aren't really your friend. They're nice people. They're doing their job. You have no reason to criticize them or have remorse or resentment against them. But you're not even supposed to be here right now. This is weird. You're Mr. Turkey Jerky." And so after being really embarrassed by this, they probably don't know what thoughts were crossing my mind. I just quickly told, well, you know, I'm going to go back and meet my wife and daughters downstairs, down the escalator. You guys have a great weekend. I try to be all confident. You guys have a good one now, as I'm just feeling egg on my face, you know. And it's funny, I started thinking of Mr. Turkey Jerky right then and there. I haven't thought about him in years. So then I had to go home and I had to look in the mirror and slap my face just to wake myself up to reality. And I find I'm doing that every day now. It's sort of a modern version of self-flagellation. It's very healthy exercise that I find I need to do every day. So that's about it, man. I found myself becoming Mr. Turkey Jerky, and I'm going to put a stop to it. In any event, until next time, I am out.